to Johnny Appleseed, presented by Holy Redeemer School under the direction of Missoula Children's Theater. Couple reminders like we always have to do. Please turn off or vibrate those cell phones. Like, check it right now, please. Seriously, check it. I'm good. Nothing more embarrassing. You're embarrassed. They're distracted. So please, no cell phones on and enjoy the show. There will be a photo call afterwards, so don't even worry about that. Just enjoy the show.
Best doggone dessert in the county. Make your mouth water slicker than a schoolboy sleeve in winter.
Not now. We're playing tag, Grandma.
Oh, would you rather play tag than have your treat for tonight?
Treat?
Well, that did it.
First come, first serve.
Hurry up. They're going fast. I'm first. What is it? Hi, Grandma. What's cooking, Grandma? Far out.
Oh, far out. They're sitting right here in front of you.
Out of sight.
Out of sight. I can see them plain as day.
Dynamite.
Dynamite? Jump into Jehoshaphat. Run for your lives.
You're silly, Grandma.
Come on, Grandma.
All right. You asked for it, boys and girls. Step right up and grab yourself a taste-tempting treat, sure to tickle your tummies. It's the all-American treat, the apple!
Aww. Do we have to?
Yes, we could manage to choke one down.
We had apples last night and applesauce the night before. Do we have to eat every last one?
We're just tired of them, Grandma, that's all.
Well, I'm sure not gonna make you eat them if you'd rather do without.
We know we don't have to eat them.
Are you gonna get anything else?
We like treats from the store better. Yeah, real treats.
Oh, real treats, huh?
Yeah, like grape glugels. All gooey and good. With free Google trading cards with every pack. Or fudge cola soda pop. Yeah, that one out before the hula hoop. Or new icy isotherms. Yeah, icy isotherms.
If icy isotherms grew on isotherm trees, you bet you'd stick your noses up at them too.
But there are so many apples. We get tired of just looking at them. Rotten ones are good for throwing at the barn. Watch those babies splatter.
Whoa!
I chased off mean old Mike Vandercreek when he tried letting our chickens loose.
Gosh, did you know that the early American pioneers depended on the apple for survival?
Oh, go on. Give Grandma a chance. Tell us why, Grandma.
Yes. Back in the 1800s, pioneers ate apples in season, and they buried them in the frozen ground for spring use. Oh, yes, they were boiled down for butter, and they were cut and dried and hung for the rafters for sauces in winter. 'Twas the cider age of America. Apple cider was the drink. Every house needed barrels full. And as it got older, it got better. Bubbly. Oh yes, apple cider and vinegar were the two basic flavorings and preservatives for everything under the sun. Oh, and when money was scarce, apples and vinegar were used for trading instead.
Wow. I didn't know that.
We might not be in the West today if it hadn't been for apples.
Oh yes, back before the 1800s, there were no apples out west.
No apples?
Nah, just a few orchards back east. Does this sound like I'm spinning yarn?
You're joking, right, Grandma?
No, not a bit.
But you said it just takes sun, soil, and rain for apples to grow.
Well, it does, but it also takes one more important thing. Apple seeds!
Oh.
Yes, and back then there were no apple trees out west, so there were no apple seeds. Makes sense? Well, that is, not until Johnny Appleseed came west to Ohio and Indiana.
Appleseed? It's a joke. Now I know it's a joke. Nobody has a name like Appleseed.
Wait, I think I read a book about him in American Heroes, but I thought he was just a legend.
I think I did too. Tell us some more. Yeah.
All right. Well, he wasn't make-believe, but you're right about the name. It wasn't Appleseed. His name was John Chapman, and he grew up way back east, near the Atlantic Ocean. Oh, even Pennsylvania and Ohio were considered the Wild West back then. He grew up on a farm just like we do. Lots of apples to tend to and, well, I guess if no one wants these apples, I'll go feed them to the horses while you get ready for bed.
No!
So you want to hear a story, huh?
Yeah!
Would you like a red, juicy apple to munch on while I tell it to you?
Yeah!
Come and get 'em! Oh, yes, yes, yes. Now settle on back there and listen to the story of Johnny Appleseed. A couple hundred years ago, we were a youthful nation. Areas of wilderness had scanty population. Settlers cut the forest down, asking no one's pardon. Thanking Johnny Appleseed to make the wilds a garden. Oh, there he is now, planting his apples. Oh, he was friendly to everyone, and everyone loved his apples and were glad to see him out planting his seeds. That would grow into saplings, then into trees, and then make apples for anyone to enjoy.
Hi, Johnny.
Hi, friends. What do you know? I'm just finishing up planting this orchard, but the one on the other side of the creek will have apples this fall.
Thanks, Johnny.
Oh, yes, the critters all love to munch on those sweet, crunchy, crisp apples, too.
Hi, Johnny.
Wow, what a menagerie of animals y'all are. Let's see, we have a buck, a lynx, a squirrel, a wolf, a bison, a bear, and a bighorn sheep. Looks like some of y'all are out of your natural territory. But if you're hungry, there's red, juicy apples on the apple trees this fall. Help yourself.
Thanks, Johnny.
Speaking of out of your territory, what are you two doing here?
We need to deliver this letter to the President of the United States. He lives in Washington, D.C.
You mean to tell me every time you have a letter, you walk it back? You're Lewis and Clark. You can't be walking back just for a letter. You there, where are you headed?
Back east to Washington, D.C. to see the President.
Could you take the letter to him?
I'll take it. Don't worry, we'll handle it. No. No, we'll take it. No, we'll take it.
Enough! I've had enough of your squabbling. This is American mail, so you take it.
Thanks, Johnny.
Now you two can head west.
Thanks, Johnny. Can we go? Sure, at least as far as the Mississippi.
Oh, yes, Johnny was known for making peace between folks and smoothing out the rough spots. Pioneers kept pushing west to find a place to stay. But we'd best start this tale at the beginning.
You mean when he was a baby?
Well, maybe not that far back.
When was he born?
September 26, 1774. Why, that's Johnny Appleseed Day.
Was he tall?
Well,
Did he have a house?
not that I know of.
Was he tough?
Oh, sure, and strong.
I bet he was.
Yeah, he was.
Did he ride a horse or were there cars back in those days?
Cars?
Silly, there was no cars back then.
True.
Did he play basketball?
The basketball?
I like basketball.
Oh, now you just hold your horses, and I'll tell you all about it. Oh, yeah. Yep. This is a story that has been told in our family for generations. It started with my great-great-grandma, Molly Prescott. While Johnny was a friend of your great-great-great-great-grandma. Yeah, now Molly and Johnny didn't just know each other. Why, when they were younger, they were the best of friends. Other kids didn't understand Johnny's peaceful nature. But Molly knew deep down inside he had more rough and tough pioneer spirit than those that made fun of him. Now picture, if you will, a young John Chapman. Kinda tall, handsome in a funny kind of way, just starting to grow a scraggly little beard. Oh, he had a check shirt on, and his pants were rowdy from working out in the field all day. Oh, he had a vest on, too. And his boots had holes in him. But he didn't mind. He liked the feeling of the dirt wiggling up between his toes. Yep, that was John Chapman. One Saturday afternoon, way back east, on the edge of his daddy's farm, sitting in his favorite spot in the shade of a big old apple tree.
Johnny sitting in the shade was thinking about sleeping. Dreams of rows of apple trees into his mind was creeping.
Johnny! Oh, hi Molly. You startled me. I'm sure glad to see you. Hi, John. I couldn't come and see you yesterday, Molly. I was going to, but Pa had me tending the root cellar and mending fences all day long. You haven't been to this part of the apple grove now, have you? Then let me show you the biggest and best old tree in the county. Apple tree, meet my best friend, Molly Prescott.
Pleased to meet you, old feller or old girl, whichever.
How about a couple of apples for two friends?
Thank you, John, and thank you, Mrs. or Mr. Appletree.
Now Johnny and Molly were the best of friends, but Molly had something important on her mind.
Sit yourself down, Molly. Molly, Pa and I are planning on planting some more apple trees. And, well, that is, we could sure use the help.
Oh, John, I'd like that. I'd like that very much, but I'm afraid I can't. Sorry.
Why?
Did you have something to tell him?
That's why I came here to tell you today. You see,
It's Chapman! What you doing today, John Chapman? Setting up under old apple tree again, and our sister Molly is with him. Talking to your apples, Chapman?
No, Molly and I are just...
Molly and you are yakking and being weird. That's what.
go home and leave us alone.
You better go home, Molly. That's who better go home. You got all your packing to do.
Packing? For what?
That's what I came here to talk to you about.
We're moving west, out where people are tough and hardy. The west is for people who talk to books and recite poetry. Not for people like you, John Chapman. Not for people who talk to apples. When are you leaving? Today. Won't be long now. Pulling out this afternoon.
Oh, well, that was some very bad news for Johnny. His best friend was leaving.
But before we go, we have just enough time for a little fun. We thought maybe, just maybe, you wanted to come along for once and prove you're not scared.
I doubt it, knowing you're kind of fun. What's going on?
We thought we'd play one last trick on Mr. Weatherby. Besides, that old meanie deserves it. You know our dog Rufus? He loves eggs. He slobbers them up, shell and all. We thought we'd let Rufus loose in Weatherby's hen house. And watch the mess and see the hens scatter.
No thanks. I don't think it's a good idea.
That's terrible. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves.
Not a good idea. Ashamed. I guess we're not good enough for you, John Chapman.
Are you either, Mopey Molly?
Johnny Chapman has apples on his brain.
Mopey Molly, your sister is a pain.
Better leave Goody Chapman to his apples. He talks to apples. Never heard of such a thing. What you've got is an apple for a head. Chapman and his apple brain. Chapman and his apple brain. Chapman and his apple brain.
Let's not waste our time around these yakkadoodles. We've got better things to do.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, Molly's siblings were hard to get along with, but that didn't seem to matter now. Johnny was upset that his best friend was leaving. He just didn't know what to do about it.
Don't listen to them. They're just kids. I wish they would grow up. That's all right. Doesn't bother me much. I just can't believe you're moving, Molly. I never thought that. It surprised me just as much as you. Pa just up and decided. Guess you've been thinking about it for a while. Where will you go? Pa says Pennsylvania, Ohio, wilderness territory. Don't really know where we'll end up. Do you want to go?
Come on, Molly.
I guess if there's a little stream, a big red barn, a weather vane, and a big grove of apple trees, I won't feel so far away from home.
Don't you know anything, Molly? Pa says there aren't any apple trees out west. Not anywhere.
Won't bother me none. We've had our fill of apples. Don't want to look at another one.
But you'll need apples just like you'll need corn and wheat. Here, take these seeds. You can plant them, they'll grow, and then you'll have apples.
Nothing doing. Pa says we can't carry another thing. The wagon is busting with weight now, and our old horses can't carry another thing.
But these seeds aren't heavy.
Don't worry about us. The frontier is no place for apples.
If you were thinking it ahead, you'd come out west too, John Chapman.
I just might.
But we know you'd rather sit under your old apple tree and dream your life away.
Come on, Molly, right now. Pa says.
Goodbye, John.
By golly, John was just old enough to strike out on his own, and his pa had plenty of help on the farm.
Molly, wait. Where will you be? I'll catch up if I can. Pa says Prescott Cider Press in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. My Uncle Peter owns it. Come soon. Pa says we'll be staying for a spell. Bye.
Johnny was determined to find that little creek with the big red barn and the weather vane and a whole grove of apple trees.
Imagine the possibilities. I'll plant that apple grove. I'll bring apples to the west. They're going west, where dreams are surely best. Maybe I should travel with all the rest. I'll pack my gear, 'cause I'm not needed here, and move west with my friend Molly. A big red barn, a cool flowing stream. Molly sitting there and dreaming about an apple tree planted there by me. Wild west with my friend Molly.
Good luck, John!
Thanks, Grandma.
Yes, Johnny continued his journey west, and his first stop was Pennsylvania.
Westward ho!
The sun sets in the west.
Oh, right.
Yes, John kept his promise to Molly, and he soon arrived at Sir Peter Prescott's cider press. Now, this thriving enterprise was owned and operated by a transplanted Englishman by the name Sir Peter Prescott. Yes, most people who didn't know him considered Sir Peter to be a snobby old stuffed shirt. But deep down inside, he really was, well, a snobby old stuffed shirt. Yes. Now, Sir Peter's right-hand man, Rupert by name, had all the likable charm and self-confidence of a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs, and all the style and grace of one of Farmer Hogan's best chickens, and together they made quite a pair. And somehow, they managed to run Sir Peter Prescott's cider press. Oh, yes, every morning while Sir Peter watched carefully, faithful Rupert would hike to the top of the cider press. He'd get an apple and he'd drop it in the chute. Then he'd turn the dial past low, past medium, past high, all the way to yummy. going up and down, and he'd get the gears going round and round, and then he'd take one little taste of that cider to make sure it was okay.
Yummy!
Yes. Well, sir, about this time our friend John Chapman arrived, worn and weary from his long journey west to Pennsylvania, but hankering to see his best friend Molly once more.
Excuse me, sir. Could you tell me where I can find... Excuse me, sir. If you just tell me where I can
You
find...
presume too presumptuously that I'm Sir Peter Prescott.
Yeah, too presumably, Sir Presumptuous.
I just wondered where he might be.
I am Sir Peter Prescott himself. May I be of service?
Sure thing. First of all, is your niece Molly Prescott here?
Go on.
And would you let me date your pile of cider mash and keep the seeds off mind?
Answer to your first question, you just missed them. Her family was here for a week but headed west 2 days ago. And the answer to your second question, you my precious permission.
We don't use seeds for nothing here.
Just don't presume that I'll pick up after you.
Yeah, no presuming.
Excuse me, sir. Did Molly's family say exactly where they were headed?
Actually, they didn't even know themselves. A careless attitude I did not know.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Prescott, sir. I'll just cut my seeds. Won't be any trouble at all.
You better not be.
Well, digging in that sour cider mash was sure gonna be messy. It was about then Johnny got an idea.
Maybe if I'm real nice to those little apple seeds, they'll come out all by themselves. It's worth a try anyway. Come with me and you will see what a good friend I can be. You'll grow up apple sweet and strong. Come and sing my song. La 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 la. Sing a happy apple seed song. La 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 la. Sing a happy song.
This guy is still here. He must have a whole bag of apple seeds by now. Look at them all.
What do you presume to accomplish with this assortment of seeds?
I'm going west. Going to plant apple trees in the west.
If the gentleman's calculations prove correct, you must have enough for thousands of trees by now.
Lots of trees.
I'll plant millions.
Yippee! A million trees won't fit in Pennsylvania.
Oh no, I'm going for Ohio, Indiana, going to the real west. Right, friends?
Right, Johnny.
No apple trees out there, and lots of room.
Listen, Apple Twig. That's the goofiest thing I ever heard.
It is a bit ambitious, don't you think?
Johnny Apple Butter in the wild, wild west.
The West is for men of higher caliber like me, not apple blossoms like you.
You won't last 2 days.
They'll spill the seeds in the river.
Ah!
They'll spoil in the rain.
Ah!
Animals will devour them.
Yum, yum, yum.
And they'll chase you back where you came from.
Fun, fun, fun.
Wait for us.
Laugh all you want. I'll make it. John Chapman will make it.
You're no Chapman. You're nothing but a pound of apple butter, a bowl of apple dumplings, a jug of apple jack, an apple skin, an apple core. You're just a scrawny apple seed.
Catchy, Rupert. Rather catchy. John Chapman Appleseed. Oh, I've got it. Johnny Appleseed. Ha 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 ha.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. You can call me what you want, 'cause words just don't alarm me. So call me what you want to, but nowhere will it lead. Not even mean and nasty names like Johnny Appleseed.
Johnny Appleseed? You know, it does have a nice kind of ring to it. And maybe you need a new name that suits this new life that you lead. Before long, people will forget you were called anything else. Oh, hello, John. I was just remembering when you got your new name.
Yes, Grandma, it has served me well. You might say it's grown on me.
John apple trees, the fruits of all his labors. Woo! John continued his journey west. West!
As the days and weeks and months went by, Johnny planted hundreds of thousands of apple seeds. And he watched them to grow into great big apple trees. Imagine the possibilities. He planted so many apple trees when he went to bed last night. He used to dream about great big apple trees. Red, juicy apples and of course his little Appleseed friends. Then he was up at first light and got to work.
Come with me, little one. We'll find you an orchard to grow up sweet and strong.
I'm ready to go, Grandma.
Very ready to go.
This looks like a good spot for an orchard. Well, I'd better get to work.
Why, John Chapman.
I didn't expect to see you out here.
I thought you were pretty well planted back east.
Nope, got in my head to come out west and plant apple trees.
Are you the one everybody's calling Johnny Appleseed?
I reckon so.
I hear you've been planting trees like crazy.
How many trees so far, Johnny?
Any apples yet, Johnny?
Will you be planting further west?
I sure hope so. Our family needs apples. Do you have any seeds to spare, John?
Well, John tried to answer their questions as best he could. I think it went a little something like this. Thousands! No apples yet. Yes, I can spare a few seeds for friends. But what he really wanted to know is if anyone had seen his friend Molly.
Sorry, Johnny. I haven't seen her.
Their family might have stopped already.
Or maybe you just haven't caught up to her yet. Bye, Johnny. Good luck.
I hope I'll find her someday. Well, back to work. It's only a wolf. Nice wolf. Whoa!
Ah! Aha!
Now, Mr. Wolf, I don't want any trouble. Must be reasonable. Just here to plant some trees. I'll be out of the way in no time. Is there something you want? Sure, I'll shake your pop. And have no ground, mind you. I wish you could talk. I haven't had anyone to talk to for the longest time.
That's silly. Wolves can't talk.
You don't have to tell me that wolves can't talk. I know that wolves can't talk. Wait a minute! I didn't know that wolves could talk!
Neither did I. I guess I never tried. From the bottom of my heart, let me thank you.
Well, doesn't that beat all? A talking wolf.
That beats all right. But not only that, my best friend's a talking buffalo.
Talking bison!
Well, at this point, John thought he must be dreaming. Where he came from, the animals didn't talk. But maybe those critters were just shy. These two were certainly not shy.
Couldn't have better weather.
We could go fishing, Daddy.
I just love pickles.
But only on Wednesday.
Ask my name.
Take it easy. Just because you can talk, there's no reason to say everything all at once.
Oh, I guess you're right.
We were talking a mile a minute for no reason at all.
I mean, there's no reason in the world
Wait,
for me to have been talking a mile a minute.
hold it. There's no reason for me to be sputtering and mumbling and wait!
Wait, why? Is something wrong?
What's the matter? Don't tell me something's wrong. I'm feeling wonderful. Stop. You really must get a hold of yourselves. All right, that's better. So what brings the buffalo, bison, sorry, bison and wolf to this country?
Because there's one thing we both have in common. We can't refuse a big,
Shiny.
juicy
Red.
apple!
An apple?
Yes, I know how silly it sounds.
Did you say apple?
Yes, I said apple.
There's no apples for the West, so I thought I'd come to the apples. I could live on apples and eat nothing else. Yummy, yummy. I can tell we're gonna get along great. Did you ever hear of Johnny Appleseed?
John, Appleseed?
Johnny Appleseed. Johnny Appleseed? Johnny Appleseed.
Never
Never
heard
heard
of
of him. Well, I'm Johnny Appleseed. I'm planting apple trees all over these parts. Trees around here are still saplings. Aren't big enough to make apples yet, but it won't be long now. Wolf, didn't catch your name?
It's Tim. Timber Wolf.
Nice to meet you, Tim. And you? What should I call you, Buffalo? Bison! Buffy Bison? Close enough. Well, I'd love to stay and talk, but trees need tending and seeds need planted. But before I go, here's a tip, Tim. Plenty of apples this summer right up Hickory Creek.
Oh, Johnny was thrilled to have new friends that loved apples as much as he did. They weren't very good at the planting part, but they had the eating part down. As it turns out, they would be lifelong friends.
You gave us lifetimes of our slaves and food.
How could we ever thank you? I'll tell you by telling everyone you meet just how precious apples can be. And I know a song to help you do it.
But I've never sung before.
Not sure I can. You already talked, didn't you? Sing's just talking to a tune. There's nothing to it. Ready?
Me.
La 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 me. Maybe you can sing harmony. There are snacks that you eat all the time if you could. There are foods that you wouldn't eat at once that you could. But of all the tasty dishes in the land, there's one that's special. I tell you they're dandy. Candy for bacon, my sweet tooth is aching. All you need is apples for fun. Well, our paths are bound to cross again. Next time, try not to chase me through the woods. You scared 10 years out of me.
Thanks again. In the meantime, I'll go exploring up Hickory Creek. Never know what you might find.
Goodbye, Johnny. Me, moo. Bye, Tim Wolf. Buff Bison. Well, these trees won't plant themselves.
Oh, yes, Johnny planted his apple seeds month after month and year after year. And through it all, he hardly changed a bit. He stayed the same free roaming fella he'd always been. But like all of us, there was one change he just couldn't avoid. One day, he'd worked up quite a thirst, planted and tending his orchards, so he went to the creek to take a little drink. And when he looked in the water, oh, gosh darn it, he saw himself. And he noticed a few gray hairs on the right side of his beard. And darn it, if there weren't a few more on the left side. Oh, thanks, Johnny. I almost missed that little streak of gray right down the middle. Yep, Johnny was getting older, but he was still the same fella we've always known. Yeah, John could imagine a land full of crisp, juicy apples, and he knew it wouldn't happen on its own. So he kept on smiling and working from the first sun in the morning to the last yawn of night. Oh, yes, every night Johnny used to go to bed, and he would dream of those tiny little apple seeds that he loved so much. Good night, Johnny. To help them grow these seeds we sow, then water them gently, and there you go. The sun that works its magic, encouraging seeds to grow. Just plant the seed, that's all you need to get new life started. Now watch my lead above a shiny apple, and these will be shiny indeed. You wonder at the mystery when young things start to grow. Then as it unfolds like a miracle, the sight amazes you so.
sure there was enough food for everyone, he'd stay for dinner.
He always brought apple seeds, small trees for transplanting, and plenty of apples for the whole family.
After dinner, around the fire, he told stories of the critters he encountered on his travels. Bucks and bears, squirrels and lynx, to bighorn sheep. Charge! He described his battle with the sometimes brutal Ohio wilderness.
He talked of his love for all living things and left books for the whole family to read. When it was time to go to bed, he refused the comfort of a real bed, preferring either the hard floor or the cold ground outside the front doorstep. When morning came, he was up and gone before the pioneers even rose to begin their daily chores.
Now, Johnny was friends with the Native Americans as well. They treated each other with respect and admiration. They appreciated Johnny's apples, and they shared their knowledge of all things nature with him. Oh yes, Johnny and his friends all got along because they lived their lives so close to nature. Although everyone liked John for his gentle and peaceful nature, they weren't always able to follow his ways.
In the year 1812, war erupted between the British and the new American states. So during those years, the American frontier was full of conflict. Everyone was angry. Everyone fought for what they thought was right. Their anger was too great for the teaching of Johnny Appleseed to make a difference.
Oh yes, Johnny saw all his friends fighting, and when they were hurt, yes, he tried to help them as much as he could, but he was sad. Yes, Johnny learned a lesson he did not like that day. Oh, what's wrong with you, John? You don't look like the same fella you've always been. Something bothering you?
Well, Grandma, no matter what I say or do, my friends can't seem to get along.
Oh, Johnny, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Just give it a little time, John. A little time.
Come on, everybody! Hurry, hurry! To the secret swimming hole! I can hardly wait! So hot today! Hey, wait for me! Shh! Who's that? It's only Johnny. Let's scare him.
You scared the living daylight out of me. High grizz, buck, little lynx, squirrel, and bighorn sheep. What do you know?
Things are fine, Mom. Now that the war is over, things are much better. We have enough acorns to eat. We are stronger every day. I feel healthy as an ox. We thought we'd go through to where the beaver dam blocks the creek.
We'd like to show you our swimming hole.
Come with us, John. Please.
Thank you, friends. I'd love to. But I've planted so many apple trees that I can hardly take care of them all. But you run along and have fun.
Bye, Johnny. The secret swimming hole. We won't tell anyone, okay?
Not so fast. Don't leave me behind.
It's still dangerous out here. We have to watch out.
Keep an eye peeled for wolves.
Hi, Johnny. How are you doing, John? Do you want to come with us, John? We're going to the secret swimming hole. Secret swimming hole?
We were going swimming.
We're not going swimming if you are.
I won't set foot in that hole if you do.
It's our secret swimming hole anyway. Stay out.
Now wait a beautiful minute. We've been swimming there for years.
But I'd never go there again ever since you we have.
And what rights we don't have.
We're people who have the right. That's who.
Yeah.
Wait! I have a secret to tell my friend.
What do you want to tell us, John?
He's not your friend.
For your information.
He is too. He's our friend, John. And...
A bit of peace and you might learn something. These are my friends. They are warm and open to me, and in return I am the same to them, even though we are not exactly the same.
But Johnny...
I never thought that you...
It's true. I'm proud of this friendship. But these are also my friends. They are kind and respectful to me, and in return I am the same to them. And lastly, these are my friends. We are here for each other in times of need. They are special. The forest is their home, just as much as it is for any of us. Now, do you understand?
Well, it sure is hot.
Sure is. It's getting hotter every minute.
Boy, that's for sure. Sitting around here is no fun. No fun at all. You said it.
Grandma, what are Lewis and Clark doing here?
No, hey, you two, what are you doing here? I thought the Corps of Discovery had already discovered its way to the Pacific.
We had a mind to do a little discovery on Route 66.
Route 66?
Yes, ma'am. We could be part of the Gold Rush to California. We could be 49ers.
I think you fellas are badly out of your timeline. All I can say is good luck. And here, take some apple seeds with you. They'll need apples out there too.
Thanks, Grandma.
And what are you two doing here?
We're heading west to make our fortune.
We have a plan to make us rich.
I've always thought the West needs people of higher caliber like me.
And me.
Let's away.
Right, away!
You're looking a mite happier than the last time I saw you, John.
Yes, Grandma, everything has worked out just like you said it would. Now I'm going to go into the wood and take a little rest.
A little rest, huh? I wouldn't count on it, John. I wouldn't count on it.
Help, help, help. I'm being chased by a wolf. Help, help. I don't want to be caught. Help, mad wolf. Help.
All you need is apples for Johnny Appleseed.
Tim Wolf?
Well, I'll be. How you doing, old buddy?
Fine, friend. Been playing as usual. It keeps me fit and happy. Where's Buffalo?
Bye, son! Contented as a cow fatted on applesauce.
I'd like to introduce you two to my new friend. What's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah. Yeah. Hi, Sarah. This is my new friend, Sarah. Sarah, this is Tim Wolf and Buffy Bassett.
Pleased to meet you now that I finally caught up. Why a quick-footed little human?
A talking wolf? A talking wolf!
Yes, talking wolf indeed.
He taught us everything we know.
I didn't teach you how to chase folk. I remember telling you not to. Would you mind explaining?
Well, you told us to teach everyone the I Love Apples song. I've taught 2 possums, 3 garter snakes, a beaver, a skunk, a fuzzy red fox, a porcupine family, a whole hive of bees,
Tweet, tweet.
5 robins, and
Gobble, gobble.
and a
gobble,
turkey.
gobble.
And a turkey. But try as I did, I was never able to teach a human. Every time they see me, they run away. This time when I saw this little girl, well, I guess I just tried a little bit too hard, didn't I? I thought I'd teach her on the run.
So you're the real Johnny Appleseed?
Folks have been calling me that for quite a spell. You look mighty familiar, but no, your name's Sarah, not Molly.
Yes, my name is Sarah. Funny thing, my grandmother's name is Molly.
Where do you live?
Up that valley by the little creek with the big red barn, the weather vane, and the grove of apple trees. Did you plant those trees, Johnny?
In a way, I suppose I did, long ago.
Well, it's just me and Grandma up on the farm now. We've been needing some help because there's just too much to do. If you're worried about that, Grandma's got a pie in the oven now. Please?
Thanks, Sarah. I'd love to, but I guess I still got some wandering left in me.
Need my help? I'm looking for a home.
We do need a watchdog to look after a few sheep.
How about a watchful?
Well, Grandma might need some getting used to the idea, but when she finds out how lovable you are, come on.
I'm hired! And a whole grove of apple trees.
I've been thinking of going out to pasture, especially if there's plenty of crispy, sweet apples to graze on.
I guess the more the merrier. You're hired too.
Great! What's my job?
A watch bison? Goodbye, Johnny Appleseed.
Goodbye, my friends, and don't worry, I will be back. Oh yes, I will be back.
Yes, that's the story of the fruitful career of Johnny Appleseed. I see you're all done with your apples.
Well, you know what they say, Grandma. An apple a day keeps the wolf away.
Oh, yes. And did you like the story?
Yeah!
And what did you learn?
I learned that it's a lucky thing Johnny Appleseed planted all those apple trees, and we wouldn't have apples at all.
Yes, that's so true. But what did you learn about apples?
They have vitamin C and minerals.
Yeah, they're good for you. They're big and red and shiny and yummy.
I guess what we're trying to say, Grandma, is simply this.
There were snacks that you'd eat all the time if you could. There were foods that you wouldn't eat and ones that you would. But of all the tasty dishes in the land, there's one that's special. I tell you they're dandy. Candy corn bacon, my sweet tooth is aching. All you need is apples for fun.
special song that's got a little part in it just for you. Now, don't worry about a thing, because you've already heard this song once before, so it'll be easy as apple pie. Everybody's a critic. All right, it's super easy. All we're going to do is when we point to us, it's our turn to sing. When we point to you, it's your turn to sing. Everybody ready?
Ready!
Let her rip.
Follow me and you will see what a good friend I can be. You'll grow up apple sweet and strong. Come and sing my song.
First us.
La 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 la. Sing a happy apple seed song.
Us again.
La 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 la. Sing a happy song. Bye bye.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for coming today. My name is Carissa Lund, and I had the privilege of being up here on stage with all of your amazing students. They were so much fun to work with this week, and we had a great show, a great time hanging out with them. I am just half of the team that comes and makes this all happen. There's been my tour partner backstage making this whole show run back there. She's the woman behind the curtain, the amazingly talented, the wonderful Carly Weldy.
Hi everyone, like Chris said, my name is Carly Weldy, and I was the backstage director this week, getting everybody ready to go back there. We have a couple of thank yous that we'd like to hand out. First of all, we had all these talented people on stage, but we had two awesome people helping us out this week who were backstage, and they are Noah and Brady. They were our assistant directors. Noah and Brady have been at every rehearsal, and they've been really great leaders, and they've been really helpful all week. So thank you, boys, for making this week run really smoothly. I'd also like to thank our accompanist, Anna Lenz. She joined us on, well, she's been here almost every day, she's been almost like another contact for us this week, but she joined us on piano on Wednesday, and she's been really great working with the kids. I'd like to also thank our contact, BC Branson, who got us here this week and ironed out all the details. Let's give her a round of applause. Yes, she was in charge of that and kind of like the parent, like a committee almost, or parent volunteers. So I'd also like to thank the parent volunteers here at Holy Redeemer and Holy Redeemer for letting us use their space and just bringing us in general. Including, I would like to include Terry Cole, who is like a staff parent helper volunteer, but also almost like a staff liaison for us. So give her a round of applause. A few other people, Paula Meyer, who's the secretary. She's been helping us out whenever we need it, whenever we need to come to school early to print things out. And we'd also like to thank Jeanette Bosfeld, who's been our homestay. She's been letting us stay at the top floor of her house. It's been really awesome because we've almost had an entire apartment to ourselves with a full kitchen and things like that, which we don't normally get every week. So it's been really nice to have a home to come to every night. So I'd also like to thank the sponsors in your program. They are listed in your program, and weeks like this wouldn't be possible without them. Those sponsors include Pride in the Tiger, SOTA Orthodontics, the Council of Catholic Women, ICOV Enterprises, Southwest Sanitation, Edward Jones and Mike and Michelle Leary, Meyer Electric, RDO Equipment, Henley's Printing, Advanced Eye Care, and Eco Water. I tried my best with names, so sorry if I mispronounced it. For those of you who don't know, Carissa and I came here on Monday. We auditioned these kids in 2 hours. In 2 hours, they showed us everything that they needed to show us to get the parts that were just right for them. From there, they have only had 5 days to learn all of their songs, all of their lines, all of their dances, put on costumes, put on makeup, and perform the show that you saw today, which is a really incredible feat. This is a talented, smart, enthusiastic group. Thank you all for making this week really great for Carissa and I. I've been here before, so it was really fun to come back and work with these talented kids again. So give them a round of applause. Those of you who don't know about Missoula Children's Theater, we are the International Tour Project. And the International Tour Project sends 2 tour actor directors, that's one team, across the continent, across the world, really. There are anywhere from 25 to about 45 teams, just like Carissa and I, all over the world at once. We go to all 50 states, 5 Canadian provinces, and 17 different countries. The International Tour Project's been going on for about, 50 years. And so, in 1 year alone, 750,000 audience members, just like yourselves, will see 65,000 kids, just like these ones, perform on stage. That's in 1 year. So while this was just a cast of I think like 51 or 52, it's really awesome to think they're a part of something so much bigger. I'd also like to give a very special thank you to our national tour sponsor, Cosmic Crisp, which is a new variety of apple that will have its official product launch in December. You can see them in stores like Aldi or Walmart. We're really grateful for their support, and they are helping us bring this program to communities all over the country. So thank you, Cosmic Crisp. Yay, Cosmic Crisp. Alrighty, with that being said, we are going to do another photo call. I want everyone to squeeze in nice and tight where you are. Boop, boop, squeeze in tight. You may now pull out that flash photography you've been holding back on so patiently and kindly. And we'll be taking some photos. After photos, we will be selling t-shirts for $16. Our assistant directors are great models over there. We take cash and check. And we will also be hosting a free workshop up on stage for anybody who's about 15 years or older and wonders how in the world we fit all of this into the back of our Chevy Colorado. So, if any parent volunteers or adult volunteers want to help us out, that'd be great. But for now, everybody say cheese!